time. And sometimes you just want to have a nice day off. Not really have a day off because, yesterday kind of was a day off. But today is a day where I'm just kind of working on some more stuff. So what I started doing was that I started working on my this commission project that I have. So what I started doing was that I decided, let me just go ahead and just start working and doing some cool art for you guys, right? So here with me today, I got my boy, or Deli Deli, and he's here. I got two Deli Deli, right? I got Deli Deli that looks like him, and I have Deli Deli that looks like him, like this one here, right? And so Deli Deli, I have two versions, right? This is the one where I had when I first started making. Because remember, I had the one before. I had a blue one, a blue Diplocallis that I had, and I would go into the I go to the park and I do my I'd have it where I just kind of walk with it and stuff like that. And so what happened? I lost it when I was doing DoorDash. I lost my original blue one from DoorDash. Weird because the one in my animation that you can see it's actually the same color. Well, it's actually a little bit lighter. It's more like a little red. But for the most part though, his this was the first one I made, and I added more details to him. And I decided let me go ahead and make a Diplocalatin, which is almost like a reptilian, where it's like got the whole human posture type thing. So you have like one where it's like actually human posture. So this one here on the back of it, what it says right here, if you look at it, it says I'm bounty hunter, and it says bounty hunter. It says fight the bots, and pretty much there's no AI, right? And so saying no to the AI, which is kind of weird because in a sense AI is starting to run really everything as you think about it in this world. It's starting to run everything, and so as you're going through a scenario, you begin to understand that we're kind of trapped in the world where the AI is around us, and so there was an episode of X Files where it says you should treat each other well so that when the AI comes to take us over, they'll treat us well too. That's kind of one of those things there too. So what I've been doing, right, just to kind of give you the whole synopsis, is my name is Greg, and you guys know me. And so it happens that I'm working on doing like a lot of animation as well as I've been doing like things without masking tape. But what I'm going to do, I've been working on a commission. One of a commission for a friend of mine. Pretty much, they asked me asked me and paid me to do a commission for them. So I'm in the process of doing that. So what I'm going to do, I'm live, be working on this, as you can see. And so I have two different types of tapes I'll be using. Tape A, this is tape A, and then this is tape B, right? So this is tape A, tape B. What I'm going to use tape A for, which is a lot of tape A for the filler, like when I do the musculatures and everything like that of the dog. So I'm making a dog, and I was working on this dog yesterday, and I saw this really cute picture of this little fluffy dog. Have you ever seen that movie? You've seen that movie. You've seen that movie, the Last Wish. Puss in Boots' Last Wish, where this little dog, right? And he was so the dog exactly for each. Right. So what happened was as I was working, so cute. The dog was so cute. Let me see if I can show you the picture of it real quick. Let's go. I can go to you here on what it looks like. I took a picture because I was like, let me just make sure I show it till tonight when I do this. So here it goes right here. All right, here it goes. All right, I'm gonna make it zoom out for you. So this little dog right here. You see this little dog right here? This little dog picture? Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can show it better with the light. Let's see. Make sure the light. You see this dog picture here? Okay. This little dog picture here. That little dog picture messed me up yesterday because I was thinking of the dog in my mind, that little cute little doggy. So when I'm trying to, I had to kind of spend a day, not spend a day, but just being silly. It took me a while, just because it was so cute. The little dog was so cute, and it was just a little video a friend of mine had put up there. And what happened was when I was looking at it, it just was so beautiful. It was a real beautiful dog. So what I'm doing here is that I teach classes for this, by the way. I just want to say thank you. My name is Greg, and if you don't know who I am, I make masking tape artwork. I do artwork and masking tape, and then what I do, I take it from a level like this, basically from tape right here, Diplocallis. And what happens is that I do that. It helps and research that as well. So, well, I've been driving DoorDash for since this December of 2020 2021. And so what happens was I thought it was a pretty cool job, and as I was doing it, but then what ended up happening was as I was working on it, I found that they keep switching up the game. The game keeps getting all switched up. So what ends up happening is that you don't actually get what you think you're going to get. You get something else. So anyway, so what happens is I'm going to just kind of sculpt this. This is kind of I'm going to have to put this here. Well, just kind of put it this way here, and I'm going to just kind of go ahead and work on it. So this is two different types of tapes I'm using. So this tape right here is my is a masking tape that I use for muscles, right? I use for muscle because why? It's going to be inside, underneath the skin. So when it comes to making a dog, you have the basic dog shape, right? You have the basic dog shape. You can make anything. I can make anything, animals, people, creatures. And yes, there's nothing but masking tape inside of this. There's no bones or wires. All my masking tape creatures have no wires inside them. That way you can bend it. But it's not really good for stop motion. So if you're going to do stop motion for this, it's not the kind of thing you want to use. You have to have a wire. Here's another one that I have, in the creature, and this one I call him Lizardo. And so Lizardo, I had a little video with both of them were talking the other day, and so just kind of saying about what was going on with regard to the things with DoorDash. Anyway, I'll show you these guys here too. You've seen I don't know if you guys have seen it, but this is my murder hornet. You see, if you really kind of see my colors, I like to use black and orange, black and yellow. Those are one of my favorite color patterns to use because I always find it's like, see, this is the color of food. For example, McDonald's uses this color, and it's very inviting and very exciting. So if you ever want to make something cool, make something the color of food. People just love it. Like, think of McDonald's fries, okay? McDonald's fries. I haven't had McDonald's fries in forever. Honestly, I saw the movie The Founder. With I had Michael Keaton in it. And what ended up happening was that when we watched that movie just kind of like totally, just did a number on my brain. So as of that, I never got a chance to, I never watched it. I don't know. I watched the movie. Sorry, I'm not even going to understand what I'm saying. I watched the movie, but it was so sad about what they did with the McDonald's family in regards to taking the name and taking the recipe and just, a lot of bad things happened in that movie. I was like, you know what? It may not be 100% accurate because you're always going to find some inaccuracies in every movie. But for the most part there, for me, that was kind of the last bit of it. Because before that, I watched Super Size Me, right? The movie Super Size Me. And I was like, that movie is pretty intense. And so, it didn't stop me from going to McDonald's at that point. But what stopped me was the Founder movie. The Founder movie actually said, that's it. I haven't been to McDonald's unless to pick up food for somebody else. And that's it, really. I haven't been there to do any kind of hesitation or buy any food for myself or even the food from there. So that's one type of tape. This is the tape here. It's good for muscles. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add some more. I'm going to add ears, okay? I'm going to take out my, right here's my my murder hornet. And then you got this guy here. You guys seen him a lot. He's Argus. And as you can see, he has the same color scheme. Yeah. Same. That really beautiful one that I was working on, my one, Gina, who's kind of like a Greta-like gremlin. So for the most part, though, what happens is this, right? Whenever we do this masking tape stuff, it is really a great connection between you and the art, right? I'm kind of stepping on my toes right now. But it's really a huge connection and a wonderful connection. I'm just kind of sitting here making this. And you start thinking about stuff, Start thinking about, like, how you can really make anything, right? That's one. But two, it's like how cool it is. One thing I find about when I do this, I find that people completely just love it. They just really enjoy just making tape stuff together. And it's kind of like the whole thing with Play-Doh. We went to on Saturday. My wife and kids and I, we all went to this thing called Jamaica Center Arts and Learning. Jamaica Center Arts and Learning. Jamaica Center for Arts and Learning. Anyway, so we went there as a JCAL, and it was really cool. I hadn't touched clay in such a long time. That I actually forgot. Like, you don't forget it. You just don't remember it as much if you don't touch it too often. And it's like, but when I touched the clay, I was able to roll it in my hands and start making stuff. Because, ongoing, I'm making stuff anyway. I'm always making things with masking tape. But for the most part, though, when you have it like, when you're making things, you're kind of at a situation where it's different mediums. And so when I'm using the clay, it's a different kind of thing because the clay doesn't stay together. And so when Miss Sana was explaining the whole procedure of clay, like the last time I actually did like a clay thing where I actually started to make something. It was back in shop class when I was in 7th grade. 7th grade was really awesome for me, let me tell you. But anyway, so 7th grade is the last time I made something in shop class, and that was when we made clay. And it was actually then not clay, but we were actually making clay sculptures. And that's when I started to learn about how to just see objects in my mind, objects like shapes, and being able to take a shape, a very intense shape, and then turn it into something else. Just be able to turn it into something else. And then also, you get to the part where it's like your brain is able to do this, and you don't even have to even think about it. I don't have to think about it. Let me see for a second here. Let me make sure the chat is on, so you guys can write to me. Please, just definitely write to me. Tell me something, okay? I just enjoy interacting with the audience as well as making stuff for the audience to see. So yeah, so I'm working on a commission right here, and this is a commission. Those of you who join. And what happens is that as I'm doing this, is like, I'm getting ideas about. I'm also talking to you at the same time, so I'm getting ideas as to how I'm going to make this dog complete. You guys want to see what the dog looks like? I'll show you guys what it looks like. The dog. It looks like. I'll show you. I'll show you real quick. This is well, not this one. This is the one I saw yesterday. This is not the one I'm making. Okay, this is not the dog I'm making because this one is just too cute. It was just too cute. Okay, too cute. But for the most part, the one I'm going to show you is the one I'm working on. I took a picture of that too. Okay, it looks like this. This is the dog I'm working on. Okay, this is the one I'm working on. See, the light is just terrible. I'm working on it here. So masking tape into. There goes. Yeah, from masking tape into this doggy right here. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'll be transforming, but it's in my head, right? That's why when I saw the cute little doggy and the cute little dog looks like the one from Perrito from Puss in Boots. That really just messed me up, let me tell you. So here you go. So like this, you see like this right here. You're looking at it, see it's starting to form up. Okay, so here it goes. So anyway, so what happens is this, right? When we were there, and having to touch clay was something I hadn't done in such a long time, was because, last time I did it was when I was in 7th grade a million years ago, and 7th grade was actually like the pinnacle. I learned so much in 7th grade. I was so happy just to be part of, just something really awesome, like my shop class. That was my public school, Now I know we homeschool our kids, and so that's one of the things I think about in terms of like, homeschooling as well as, shop classes and stuff. So we go to a thing where our homeschool group does things like that, and so we're also we've also helped with it too. We've been teachers for so many years that we actually just kind of like, sometimes we shy away from teaching because we know exactly what happens whenever you get put in a situation or a teaching role. You get like put in, and you become a teacher, and sometimes you don't want to teach, but sometimes you kind of need to teach because everybody has some kind of wisdom they could share with others. And so what happens is like, as you're working on stuff, you begin to see that there's good in everything. It's good to actually go out there and to teach and to help people to see and see different ways. So anyway, so what happened was like my teacher taught me how to see differently, and that's one thing I thought about with my kids. Like, it'd be cool if they learned to have different teachers, and they do when we go to the co-op classes. And the co-op classes are going to start up soon, which is great. We love that, and the kids go there. The kids absolutely love it. But that's the other thing too about life. Like, kids get kind of like timed out, they get all timed out, and because as they get older, there's less and less classes for them. Then it's more like they go to like adult classes and school settings and stuff like that, They do the whole thing like that, And so what ends up happening is that when it ends up happening is that you have a scenario where it's like the kids have to pay to go to the classes and stuff. When I was a kid, I used to go to teachers all the time. I would hang out with my teachers after school, and we'd read books, and they'd spend time just telling me cool things about science. And I would do that. I would just hang out in my high school, and also like not so much my junior high school, because high school was a little bit more freedom. And also, I had a job too. I was working my job, but then what happened was like when I went to high school, I got a chance to hang out with my teachers more, so that was always cool. I had no bad teachers, let me tell you. The teacher, they always have the stories, people have the scary stories of teachers and stuff. Well, no, I didn't have any bad teachers. My teachers were great. I had a good earth science teacher, a good biology teacher. I had like the chemistry teacher though. He was like, he didn't like talk much. He wasn't like into like the stuff I was talking about. But I had some really good conversations with my earth science teacher. I pretty much, she was awesome. She was an awesome teacher. I remember her name. Her name was Miss DeBellis. And also my physics teacher was cool. Chemistry teacher, she was chemistry. My physics teacher, he wasn't so cool. He was kind of he just seemed like he just didn't want to be there. Like my shop teacher, there's one of my shop teachers who didn't want to be there, and he just like the back of my school I went to. He just, if he's still alive, just pretty much he was just the most boring of classes. Oh my goodness. Oh my, we're having to sit there. That was a full-time job, and learned about tools. I learned about Craftsman tools though. That was great. He taught about, but I mean, we didn't do anything. He just seemed like the kind of person that reminded me of like what kind of person is I don't know. I don't want to make fun of people, but he just didn't seem like you just would talk. You could talk to him, and he would give you any any positive feedback or something. So what ended up happening was like he was just talk. and he wasn't making stuff. He was doing stuff. But my teacher that I loved me this teacher was my art teacher. My art teacher, she was awesome. Her name was Miss Ross. She was my junior high school, and she was just so cool. All my sisters and I, we all went to the same junior high school, and so when we went there, it was like we all had the same art teacher. And so the same art teacher just kind of worked on all of us. So all of us have a very similar, not similar art, but we all have a similar story regarding the art that we do because of the fact that our art teacher was just such an awesome person. If she's still alive, shout out to Miss Ross, to Miss Ross. She was a really cool art teacher. She was like, oh, like how oh, I have so many like hippie friends that are so cool, and every time the ones that get closest to her and help me remind me of who she like, they remind me of her a lot. So she was a good lady. She was a real good lady. She was a good lady. Now the dog in the thing does not look like this. This like just kind of me just in the preliminaries, and so I kind of remember the I'm doing this from memory, as well as from I have a picture as a reference, but memory is one thing too. So you have this, you have the dog here, you have the neck, you have the legs, you have the body, you have the tail, and it's all made in masking tape, my friends. And so how it is, it's like I really love this. I kid you not. I mean, I could do this like all day, and pretty much I kind of do this all day. If you ever see my kitchen, which is where I'm at right now, you'd be like, oh my word, oh my word, because like the thing is like every artist has has a room where they just take over and they have art all over the place. I'm working on another project, by the way, that's like for a friend of mine, and the project is pretty cool because it's like you see it. I don't know, it's kind of like I can't tell you much about it because I'll spoil it. So because probably my friend is probably watching it, so I don't want to spoil the surprise of it. But there's another project that I'm working on that I'm almost done with. I was just at the painting stage of it. Okay, so I might have used some references right now. So let me just look at this right here. I'm looking at a reference, and I was like looking at my DoorDash stuff, and I found out that I had okay. Here's a reference to the doggy. Here's a doggy reference again, right? So here's the doggy reference. You can see right there. This is what the doggy looks like, right? Right. So the doggy reference here. It's not going to see it right because it's like the light. Okay, good. That's much better. It's like that, right? So then I have to just turn this dog into this dog, right? So this dog into that dog. So just gotta look at it real quick. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it. It's the nose. It's the nose. It's the nose. The nose. The burning nose man knows. So there's an episode of the X-Files that happened where the man made something and he's made his art and the art came alive and it would kill people who did crimes, not the criminals on the street, it was the criminals in the bureaucracies, So that's what ended up happening. They actually found that that's where and so the thing was actually doing all the we're doing all the artwork that he made. It was called the Burning Nose Man Nose, the Band-Aid, no Burning Nose, Burning Man. Burning Man is a different. The Band-Aid Nose Man Nose, right? That's what it says. And so that's kind of the scenario there where we had that. And so you have it where it's like just kind of like that. So here, right? Here's like that. Okay. I'm gonna make the ears a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm gonna elongate the ears. Now imagine trying to do this. Okay, try to do an art while you're talking to a camera, talking to people like all around the world, not sure where, and you're just trying to like keep it entertaining, as you're doing it. So it's like one of those things. So I don't know. So anyway, so I got my So what was I talking about before? Okay, so clay. I was talking about first about clay and how it was my shop shop class back in junior high school was one of those things where we actually had a teacher who taught us in clay, and then so they were like so just kind of like cool with it. He just was such a cool guy, and incidentally, what he did was that he had it where we had to make different objects, and my last thing that I made I forgot to pick up. Something happened and I wasn't able to pick it up. And I was so sad about it. It was like, oh, or something happened. We got lost, couldn't find it, or then he did find it, and it was too late. But what it was that we had to make an arrow. Okay, now imagine taking something as lumpy as clay and making something as sharp as an arrow. And it wasn't just an arrow. It was because I said I had to make something cool, and I said I would like to make an arrow box, like an arrow pencil box, right? And so the thing is like, getting ready with this, stuff I was making here with the masking tape, because again, I was before that it gets your mind to think about what's the shape on the other side. Like if you have your hand away, how does your hand on the other side look? I mean, it's like you have your hand like that, and so you have to kind of like figure out how it is. So then when you draw it, you figure that there's this side, no, So anyway, so the dog, as now you have the dog. How is the dog shape going to hold? It's going to have to be able to support the weight. It reminds me of that dog from Toy Story. The one from Toy Story, the Slinky dog. Reminds me of that a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. I don't know. But anyway, so what happens is like, this is the dog that I'm making right now. And anyway, so what happens is like So as I'm doing this, I'm thinking like you have to be able to see from different points of view and different angles to be able to make it exactly what needs to be made. So yeah. So anyway, so as the thing, so as I'm making this, I'm just thinking about all the love that goes into the whole making of this, because when you're making this creature, you're just thinking about all the wonderful thoughts. And I make happy art too, by the way. So I'm not making art that's angry. I don't make angry art. I know many artists who do that, make angry art, and I just understand why they go through all the trouble. Because like at the end of it, you're gonna remember all the anger, or I guess maybe you can see how you rose against your anger. Because I mean, like sometimes I'm upset when I make stuff, but it's like, but I try to make it at the end result to make it happy. I don't want to make like inflict. As a matter of fact, when I made the picture, I saw the picture of the dog, right? I had the picture of the dog. What happened was that I actually shared that picture with all my friends on my Instagram, because I was saying like, you know what, I'm gonna inflict everybody with the same thing I went through. That cute little doggy that just ruins your day because it's so cute. Oh my goodness! So that's what happened. It ruined my day. Got my brain all tangled up thinking about a cute little, and now I'm making a dog from, like, it looks like I'm making a dog from making the dog from Toy Story. Yeah, keep saying that. So anyway, so what happens is this, right? I'm just gonna keep working on this thing. This is like, I think it's one of those things that's cool about this thing. You know, this cool art form. It's like when you make it, it's just so flexible and bendable, and it's like come away, don't come after me, don't come after me. I'm a humble bounty hunter. You know, so that's kind of how it is. You know, I'm a humble bounty hunter. There was a movie, Cowboy Bebop. He said that. He was like, you know, she's like, who the heck are you? He said, I'm just a humble bounty hunter, man. Just a humble bounty hunter, man. And that was in the commercial, I think. The Cowboy Bebop, the movie. That movie was fun. Violent, but fun. So, anyway. Here we go. So, the thing is, like, you know, so I sculpt in the air. See, I don't sculpt on a thing, but when I teach, I teach on platforms. So I teach people how to do this from a platform point of view. And let's see. This dog is so cool. Look at this doggy. You see this doggy? It's so cool. I like it. You know, there's a point where you start making your art, you start liking your art too much. You know? That's another thing too. I said this many times. When you have an art piece that you like, eventually comes apart. You know, you don't even want to get rid of it. You don't want to give it to the person that it belongs to. But see, this is like I'm making a cake from somebody, so this is their cake. So you have to not only make the cake, you have to fulfill their cake, and you have to give them their cake. And that's the sad part about it, you know, because you love the cake, and the cake loves you. You know, I gotta just fill it up some more too. So I'm gonna add some more of the other tape, the filler tape, because the filler, you know, in terms of, you know, just exterior. See, there's certain tapes you can't use regular tape for this stuff. This is not regular tape art. Okay, regular tape is garbage. It's really garbage. Okay, it's garbage. So you got to use good tape, a good quality tape that's gonna last. That'll endure the test of time. Now these tape has been. This is contractor grade masking tape. You know, and I always say that to people, let people know that what kind of tape it is, because the tape is just a medium. It says, you know, us artists, we can take something that's just something and then turn it into something that's more. And I said before you got here, you didn't see the ears. Now there's the ears on this creature. So maybe I shouldn't talk so much. Maybe I should just sculpt. You know? All right, but I don't want to be bored for you if I don't talk. So if I don't talk, will you guys give me super chats? Who knows? All right, well, I'll stop talking for a little bit. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna keep talking because it doesn't matter. It's like if I don't talk, nobody hears me. But people hear me, and they'll hear me in various conversation pieces. Okay, so here we go. Right. So this is the basic frame of a dog. You got the bones, the basic bone structure. There is no basic bone structure because there's no bones. These are all masking tape. So he's like, ah. So what we have here, that dog had like a nice nose, big face. Let's have a look at it real quick. Let me see what I got. All right, let's see what we have here. Let's look at you can't see it. Yeah, I guess you can. This is the doggy, right? This is the doggy. See right there? I don't know if you can see it. It's just kind of one of those things. Okay, there, right there. See? So this is the dog, right? And I have to turn this dog into that dog. Okay, so just gotta look at it real quick. Okay. All right, here we go. This is what we're gonna do. Okay, so folks, what happened was this, right? I didn't go out and do DoorDash today. Now, I've been saying like dash no more, and I kind of at the point where I'm just kind of like really thinking about like maybe I should really consider doing something else because I've been working like the whole all right, it has to be it's been much better. Actually, when I was on Sunday when I was driving, I actually became human again. I felt like I was a human being again. And what ended up happening was that I got a chance to actually just find a little happy medium of driving. See, the thing is like you see, driving is a very interesting thing. You know, it's like an interesting thing. You have it where as you're driving, so you're finding like finding yourself again. Because I remember like I used to drive a lot. Like when I first learned how to drive, it was many years ago now. But I think it was 20. I enjoyed it. And I just wanted to drive, and it was just like one of the things. Driving is such a rite of passage from your own car, and your own car, you take it, and you're able to go anywhere you want to go to. Like the other day, my family and I all drove to Florida. That's back in 2022. We drove to Florida to visit my wife's mother, and it was such a trip to drive there because we didn't know, but we had all kind of car troubles we're gonna start having. And as we left to get New Jersey, we're already in New Jersey, we started the car was leaking oil, and I'm like, oh my word, we're leaking oil. And it was like a steady drip. So one of those things where we had just got the oil change, because before I do any major trips, like go like 3,000 miles or something, I would definitely want to make sure the car is fully functional. So anyway, what ended up happening was the car was leaking oil, and I took it to the nearest AutoZone to them to look at it, and nobody wanted to fix it. I mean, I don't know why they didn't fix it, because maybe they didn't want to fix it. I don't know. I mean, because I guess everybody was hell bent on money, getting money and stuff. So what's the point of like trying to just do a good deed? But he did a good deed actually. He gave us some more oil and helped us on our way. We bought some more quarts of oil, and that was just like just eating that money, man, eating up all that money. But for the most part, though. So for the most part, though, when we were doing that, we got a chance to visit my wife's mom, and that was a good visit. That was one of the best visits we had, because, like, for example, it was like when you get over there, you're seeing that got a chance to actually visit her, and unbeknownst to us, that was the last time we were going to see her, because shortly after that she died. So that was sad that we got a chance to see her one more time. I mean, we were so far away from where we are, driving from New York to Florida. And it's just like one of the things where you just, you're not trying to avoid people. There's no easy way to get there quick. So we had to do that, and there's so much story there, and I can't really get into it, but it was one of those things. It was really good just to be able to see her, and she really liked our lizard named Barbara, bearded dragon. She absolutely loved that bearded dragon. Let me tell you, and I just loved it too. I thought it was great. Anyway, so for the most part, though, I'm happy that the fluff and the fluffy fluff, not to mention the nose and the details of that. So anyway, just talking about freedom in regards to the car, yeah. So that's the thing. They want to take away our freedoms. They want to make it so that it's hard to even cross town. They're coming up with this congestion pricing thing, and I mean that's something there that's terrible. I don't know what good they hope to come from it. If anything, it's going to make prices in Manhattan skyrocket. Nobody's going to go to Manhattan. I mean, I know I don't want to go to Manhattan if I have to pay like $15 just to get into Manhattan. I mean, that $15 is no easy joke. No easy. When you're driving gig work, see, that's the thing is they're hoping to just what these people are doing is they get elected, and then after that they go off on a trip. They start, the whole thing of to your best to actually get stuff done. Get stuff done and dealing with stuff, but like being able to drive. Driving is such a wonderful thing. I absolutely love it, and I just decided they want to take it away so badly because they're kind of going out their way to do that. And so because of that, it's sad because driving is actually a really fun skill to have. So I've been driving. My dad taught me how to drive, and my brother-in-law taught me how to drive too. So those two, and also the game Outrun taught me how to drive. So that was something there. So how it was I learned how to do that. And it's been with me ever since. So I've always been like, I try to be a safe driver, and I try my best to make sure people are. As a matter of fact, when I go to parties, I don't drink, right? So I don't drink. So I go to a party, and I'm the designated driver. I'm the one who drives everybody home. So I was Uber before Uber even existed, right? So what happened was I'm live, Luki. All right, that's cool. That's cool. My son just walked in. He wanted to show me something cool. Oh, cool. What's that, like a landing pad or something? Who? Oh. Oh. Okay. Let me see. Okay, well, is it pretty much? Well, I mean, is somebody watching right now? Yeah. That's so cool. See, my son made this. My son just made this right here. He just made this. He made the Millennium Falcon. So he put like he made the. Yeah.
A person can actually fit inside this.
Oh, cool. That is so cool. It's weird how the ship is like off. All right, so next part we have to make. Remember, it's what you think in your head is what comes out through your hand. So I'm thinking of that little dog from the from Toy Story, and I have to not think of that. I have to think of like Benji or something. I gotta think of Benji. So I gotta reprogram my brain right now and think Benji. Because right now this dog is not Benji. It's more like a little tiny little Rottweiler, like a micro pincher, right, like a Doberman, a little tiny Doberman pincher. So let's see. So I gotta switch it over. I gotta add more meat here. Okay, I gotta add more meat here. So I'm gonna put this piece right there. I'm gonna use the other tape. I'm gonna use the filler tape. This is the filler tape, and this is not the Great Contractor Grade tape. This is actually. What is this called? It says True to Your Work Sure tape. This doesn't feel as nice as this one. I know I can't explain feeling, but you could see quality. So you can see there's a difference in this one versus this one. And this is the 3M contractor grade tape. This one is the one, so I use this as the exterior. This is the interior. And so when I use as the interior, which I don't usually normally do, by the way, I hardly even ever use this tape. I usually just make the whole thing with this because I am convinced and consistent with the stuff that I do. Anyway, so long story short, what ended up happening is like you have a tape that's great. You know the consistency and how long it's going to last and its longevity. But for the most part, though, you're faced with supply. So if you use up all your tape and you just make it something that nobody sees, muscles, then you will just run out of your good tape. So tapes. Okay, now I'm gonna like fatten up his neck a little bit because his neck is just kind of a little too skinny. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just fatten him up. Let me just put the good tape over there so I don't confuse it. Use the interior tape because like he's covered outside. His outside tape, his outside. It's hard to see because they have the camera upright. Usually it's lengthwise, so I gotta squeeze everything. Let me push it back a little bit, I guess. Push it back, you might see more. Okay, that might be better. Okay, so cool. All right, so here it goes. You see the top of my green screen. If you wonder where that little mark is, what happened was my green screen got damaged. And so that's it. I've had this piece of cloth with me, this green screen cloth, like ever. See what happened? I made a movie when I was in. I had it on my website. I was trying to make it members only kind of thing. I have a members only channel, and so my members only because I just got monetized. So when I got monetization back, okay, let me see if I can put members together too. So I got Patreon. I also have a Patreon channel that pretty much that's everywhere as well too. So I got a Patreon channel, and I also have my members for my Patreon channel. $4.99 or less. I think it's $1, $5, $10, something like that. Patreon. So if you guys join my Patreon, you can see all the cool stuff I do. I do like a lot of like artwork stuff as well as the bar and paint stuff that you can't show on YouTube. But for the most part, though, here's like some of the things there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just keep adding more details to this. That will open later, whatever time you see this. This is like again for me, it's like it's a pretty cool thing. I'm really excited about the fact that this is an art form that I can make, art form that I could totally utilize. Anyway, so what happens is this. I'm gonna go ahead and just add. Oh, good, my battery's running low, 20%. Okay, so I gotta add some more. Oh, you can't see that. Okay, let me see if I can turn a little bit this way. Okay, right here, you have this. Okay, so here. Okay, so you have that. Right there, there's a crease right there. Alright, so that. I'm gonna add some more meat behind his ears. This is all fluffy dog. Yeah, that's how I do it. With the springtime as well as with different markets all around the city. You can't see it. It's like every time the camera gets further away. Alright, so. Alright. Okay, it's starting to look really kind of. I'm puffing up his neck a little bit there, right? Okay, puff up his neck. Maybe his nose is too long. Maybe his nose is just too long. I have to break his nose. No, I'll probably have to, see, the thing is, like, you don't have to break some nose. It's gonna fill up there. 10. So folks, this is what we have. Alright, so I'm just kind of filling it up. Right? As detail and as contour as the muscles requires that you have to be able to, again, know and see what you want to do. Yeah, okay, cool. Now he has a bigger head, his forehead, and that. See, this is why I charge the price I do, by the way, because this does take a long time to make anything. When you make something, and it's any kind of sculpture. Sometimes I met a person, and they told me about how their sculpting took them a month to make. And they told me that there's a part where it's like every one of us artists, we have burdens, you know? We have things that are just like there to like I guess in a sense we're tormented people, all of us artists, when you think about it. Because what ends up happening is that we are people who have to make something. And we're following in the footsteps of the Most High. Like, in a sense, why did God have to make us? Right? I guess God made us. He didn't have to. He saved himself a world of hurt. But for the most part, though, he didn't want to be lonely in the universe, somebody said, Have it, like, for the most part, though, you can actually make something, and the thing you make does love you back, It's God gave us sentience. He gave us the ability to think. And the sentience is eternity, Imagine that, spending time getting to know God for your whole life, You're spending time just getting to know God, right? Just think about how awesome that is, Just, you get to meet the Creator, the one who made you, and say, "Why, Lord, why did you make me like this? Why did you give me these abilities, or give me these tenets, or idiosyncrasies, or natural bends, or things I want to do, And you start thinking over us, we only we can be us. So God can set us in motion and give us all this stuff. I mean, change they look like, but for the most part, though, it's you're looking at it. Here's this. Okay, 40 minutes. I'm gonna stop at the more mass. So give more mass when we give it more tape, right? So you have that, right? The doggy mouth and the doggy nose and the right here. Doggy's ears. Let's see if I'm gonna mess this up a little bit. Okay. We have that. A notification that there's different standards for door dashing, And the different standards for door dashing is that it says about like how there's a silver, there's a gold, and there's a platinum status, And the silver means that you have the lowest totem pole, and you're entitled to get certain things. Now, for me, I've been going out and I haven't been able to get much. Okay, like I go out for a whole week, I get like 3 for the week, right? And that's really not good. That's a waste of time that you can't get back. The last time what I did was I sat in the car, remember, and I sculpted an entire predator, female predator, right before I gave her the hair and stuff like that. So that's something there. Anyway, so what happens is what happened was last week I did about 13 hours. I didn't just sit there, by the way. I didn't just sit there and do 13 hours. Okay, I did other stuff. As a matter of fact, I had sometimes where I just let the roll, and I would just let it roll, and nothing was happening, not anything, not even a single order. And I was in a hot spot, not even order, nothing. Have that in mind, you just think, okay, well, I got it. Time is a commodity you don't get twice. So as I'm sitting here about like the future, whoever's gonna watch this in the future, like probably my grandchildren, and all that in the future watching this, just I just want to say shout out, your grandpa loves you, even though my kids don't have any kids yet, but for the most part, though, in the future, one day somebody's gonna see this video and gonna be like, oh my word, they made masking tape art. The guy he made masking tape art on a computer. That's really cool. And then so they'll see that, and maybe they'll have masking there in the future, wherever it might be, under the AI rule, of course. Because by the AI is going to rule us. So you know what, humanity is. OCP was like, you can't fight the people who put you in power because they're like you had an emergency protocol shut down if you try and fight the people who made you, which is a brilliant thing, system failure. You think about it. So anyway, long story short, you have that thing where you have it where you have it where when you think about it like how it is that the AI makers will put in a failsafe so that the AI can't take over them, but like also in RoboCop they to override the failsafe, and you know remember the RoboCop movie, the first one, they had it where. Well, I spoiled that for you. If you've ever seen it, the movie is a violent movie. That was a serious violent. That movie, I remember that when that came out, '87. Some stupid kid in my school was like, "Hey, you should see that movie. It's really fun." And that's when I started learning like not to trust people because like I'm telling people they tell you something. I didn't learn then. I learned after my family and I were sitting there like after family dinner, we're watching this movie and this guy gets like shot up, and then we're like, "Oh my word!" And then they shoot RoboCop and then. It's so violent, man. Oh goodness, it's so violent. He gets shot and they shoot his hand. Such a violent movie. It was so sad because it was like you really felt for Murphy. Anyway, so long story short, what happened was like you're just feeling sorry for this guy. Anyway, and so but the thing I'm just saying that the second one, the remake, I like the remake. It was a little less violent. It was a little bit more. He got hit by a bomb, and but the thing is like the thing was like I thought was great was the fact that they were able to fix up the new guy and who was also the guy in Suicide Squad, and he was like the lead, but he made him into RoboCop, and that was kind of interesting. So anyway, so this is what I have so far with the dog, right? I got another 15 minutes. 15 minutes on the chat because like I just wanted to kind of like to showing you some of the cool work. I'm gonna seal up this mouth real quick. Alright, so now I gotta look at the reference point again, the reference video, because the reference video, it shows me what I need to address and how to fix it. Okay, so alright, so he's got like a little bit of a beard. He also has a bit of eyebrows. So let's see, I'm running low on my battery here too as well. Got short ears. Okay. And they were kind enough to give me so many pictures of it, so I got several different pictures of the doggy, so I can see it from side view. So, okay, he's got the forehead, he's got the ears, he's got the little mouth. Okay, I gotta make his little chin, so I'm gonna make his chin better. Right, so I'm gonna actually put the reference video here, so I can actually see it better. Right, so I might be actually looking at you. Okay, so here's me looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. Okay, so I can't put it right in front, obviously. I'm going to put this over here, put this over here. I'm going to put this here. The actually good things to hold your cell phone in. You can actually hold your phone up. It's pretty cool. It's like a little projector. That way keep your view out of the way. Your path. Right, so now, dog's mouth is here, dog's hand is there. The dog is younger. Alright, touch screen. Alright, here. I woke up and I had this mark on my hand. But it's like a mark on my hand, and it was like interesting. I was like, this is different. It's different. Like, how do I get this mark? It's like I had like a. Okay. Alright, so then the floppy little ears, little triangle ears is there. I want to switch up. Okay, now your face. Back up like this. Like that. See, sometimes you just gotta take time to work on some stuff, Because if you don't take time to work on stuff, you won't get anything done. Because if you don't, you don't. Yeah. Alright. This a little bit bigger. Start seeing it? Start to see it? Yeah, I'm seeing it. 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 You got a nice little like triangle Dougie nose thing. Okay. So yeah, when you watch this in the future, just know that this is how we used to make creatures in the day before the AI took over and took all our jobs. Okay, we used to make stuff by hand, and that's the thing, you know. I mean, just know you want precision. You can 3D print stuff. You know, I got into 3D printing because I was just tired of making stuff on Blender that I couldn't touch. I just couldn't touch it, and I got tired of that. I wanted to touch my art. I wanted to hold the art. I wanted to 3D world my art. Because what happens is that if you can't touch something, you really don't know. I mean, not everything you have to touch. I mean, you don't touch uranium, or you don't touch like bombs, or you don't touch like a killer bees or something. Certain things you just gotta like not. But those things are not meant for touching, you know. And it's certainly when the person who made the artwork, they poured their heart into it, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those things where you want to just definitely engage them, engage the person, and engage their art the way it needs to be engaged, you know? And so I'm just like, what's interesting about this too is like the fact that I can actually talk and do this, so which is kind of like when you really think about how unique this art form is to be able to talk and make art. Anyway, so tomorrow I'm going to be at a gallery, Lord willing. I'm going to be at a gallery, 114 West 71st Street. And you can come see us art there. I'm probably gonna teach a couple classes how to make some stuff, and then from there, gonna see how we can go to another art gallery type thing on Friday. And we went there before, the Greenpoint Gallery. Hopefully, I'll be able to be in this one because I didn't submit my paper yet, so we're kind of coming up to it. So if I want to be in it, I'm gonna have to be part of it. I'm gonna have to be part of it by just doing what's required, you know. Hopefully get a chance to be in on that. That'd be great. Alright, so you're looking at that. I got another 8 minutes, okay, and then I'm pretty much gonna have to call it quits. But this is what I have so far. It's just like really cool. Okay, it's really starting to look like the doggy. So it's always good to have references. I'm gonna have to make his eyebrows a little bit more eyebrows, you know. So I'm gonna do that. Let's see how that works. Oh, sorry. More eyebrows. L5. I gotta also give you some eyeballs to install your eyeballs in there too. Cute little dogs. Are these little toy dogs? I'm not sure what kind of dog this is. This is such a nice little doggy. Yeah. Oh, my hands hurt. Oh, goodness. See, the thing is, like, the different tape, different procedure, different tape has different outcomes. It's like, it's different. It's like playing with Legos, you know? Legos, you know how much attention to give to Legos. Imagine getting a new set of Legos. It's kind of like that. Out there. Okay, that here. So, folks, just want to say that it's almost a wait call. It's almost I got another 7 minutes, and this is what I've gotten so far in the 7 minutes. All right, not too bad, not too shabby. Okay, but let's see. We're gonna go ahead and fix them up. I'm gonna put the other tape. Still masking tape. This is here. This is here. This is here. Folks who joined the chat, just please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Oh, thank you so much. Give me $5. That's great. Thank you for that. Oh, thank you, Amy. Faithful. Thank you for always giving me a super chat. Really appreciate that. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. You know, hi, God bless. God bless you too. Anything particular you want me to talk about, Miss Amy? Anything you want me to mention or to say in regards to your super chat? I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for always supporting and always being a great support. So here. Alright, so we go. Got 5 more minutes, and then fill it up. Gonna fill up the doggy's body right here. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up with some more of the tape. Oh, cool! Excited to see what the sculpture will look like. Well, here it goes. This is what we got so far. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and just add some more like belly mass to the Dougie, because the Dougie has to have like that internal structure, but it's like not only that, it has to have the external meat. It has to have a lot of like meat for the bones. So here it goes, here like there. It's gonna go ahead and just add that there, seal it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and use some more tape to. Thank you for liking my channel too. Those who like my channel, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And so here it is there. So as you can see. Alright, so here's that. So I have to go cut my son's hair soon. So when I'm done with the chat tonight, I'm going to go ahead and cut my son's hair. And so that's one thing about just being able to, you have to be able to do so many things, because you never know in the apocalypse what you ever do. So be able to cut hair. So you don't want to end up in that pot. Remember, if you have no skill, they're going to eat you. So make sure you have like a skill. You can provide some kind of, sanity to the mob. They'll keep putting you in the pot. Don't have a skill, they'll eat you. Yeah, the freshest piece of meat. Skills. Learn how to cook. Learn how to fix stuff. Learn how to fix cars. Because they'll still have cars in the apocalypse. Yes, they will. Because the first thing to go down when there's the power outage is what, electricity? The electrical cars, that's not the greatest, smartest thing. How are you going to get your cars charged in a blackout? Remember that. Let's make a whole YouTube video on that. How you get car charged in a blackout? Your car is going nowhere, right? That's not good. Praise God for combustion units. Praise God for combustion units. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we're coming down to the end. So another 3 minutes, and then we're going to be done with the class tonight. Just want to show you some cool stuff that we do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is art. This is art made in masking tape, and I'm just using this tape here. I'm going to go ahead and cover this all up with a real good tape. And this here is a good filler tape, but for the most part, that is the tape that we can use to fill as well as to decorate with and to form the structure. But whenever I do masking tape art, I usually use the contractor grade masking tape. That's a lot more expensive than the regular 99-cent one. Okay, so you get 99-cent version of tape. This here is more than that. So here you got like a nice little Dougie with nice little Dougie ears. All right, nice little Dougie ears coming along. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, Doug's name is Oscar. So making this one for a friend requested it, and that friend helped me out a lot, because I have some good friends. I got some good friends in my life, good people in my life, and I think my friends who I'm glad those people in my life, they come along and they really. So anyway, this is what happens. So I have like 1 more minute in the 30 seconds, and I'm gonna. Right, so there you have this here. I just want to say thank you for my chat tonight. Thank you all, everybody, for watching. So you have. It says good night. Hopefully you're gonna see how cool this is next time. How complete and how awesome this Dougie will be. The Dougie will be.